Joining us now is comedian and host of Blaze TV's Prime Time with Alex Stein. Alex, I want to talk to you about Charlie Kirk in a moment, but just quickly, can I get your thoughts on Jasmine Crockett there?
Well, Gabriella, Jasmine Crockett is literally my congresswoman here in Dallas, Texas. And I can't tell you, every day when I look at my social media, there's a new clip that makes me absolutely embarrassed that we have such a person with such low IQ. I mean, this is the thing is like she is not talented whatsoever. The only reason that she won is because she was the right skin color in a district that had a former congresswoman that retired. So she kind of snuck her way in, and now the left parades her like she is their next political icon. And if that is the strongest person in their bullpen, if Jasmine Crockett really is the political icon that the left tries to, paint her to be, then the left is totally screwed and they will not win an election for the next 30 years. Because when Jasmine Crockett actually gets pressed, she can't answer these questions.
No.
She doesn't actually have the skills to be a good congresswoman.
No, she's got absolutely no idea. Now, Alex, how are you going? It's been almost 1 week since Charlie Kirk was murdered in the most evil way possible. And of course, he was a great friend of yours. How are you feeling?
Well, America and the world lost an American hero. And I know people have been hearing that over and over, but it is true because even if Charlie Kirk didn't agree with you politically, he wanted to give you the opportunity to come and speak with him and debate. And he literally reached across the aisle, unlike anybody on the left and unlike anybody on the right for that matter. He truly wanted to actually have a conversation. And this is the problem, too. What's so egregious about this is that Charlie Kirk was only ever respectful. He only had class. He operated with, biblical standards in every decision that he made. And yet these leftist, transgender, mentally ill people still wanted to take out Charlie Kirk, who really, to be fair, is basically pretty moderate. I mean, and I think that's why he was so successful, is that he wasn't, as polarizing as the people that are celebrating his death wanted him to be. So it's just an absolute tragedy. America lost a future president. I lost a person that I, not only called a friend, but a guy that I looked up to, even though he was younger than me. Just a political firehouse. I don't even know what the proper term is. He was a supernova. He was a juggernaut of conservative young people, and it's just sad to see him go. It's impossible to really think that it's impossible to comprehend that it's real.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. He's someone I really looked up to and really admired as well. But it is so horrific, as you say, especially some of the celebrations we're seeing on the far left, people celebrating his death. It's horrific, and looking at what's unfolded since he died, you trying to make sense of it all. They tried to silence Charlie because he spoke the truth, and also people listened. But it's interesting, by killing him, they have made Charlie's voice even louder. Charlie Kirk's podcast is now the #1 podcast in the world. So this brings me some comfort, knowing that there are more people now listening to him and listening to his wisdom.
No, not only that, but, Turning Point USA, who I'm so lucky they let me be a part of their great organization. They talked about in the past week, Charlie has gotten over 15 billion views on his normal social media platforms. So, of course, Charlie's legacy is going to live on, and we can find a little silver lining that there's a lot of people that might not have known who Charlie Kirk is now that know very well who he is now. So there is a silver lining. But at the same exact moment, I'm finding it very difficult to kind of envision a world being better without Charlie than with him. And I think it's just impossible to think the world is a better place without a true American patriot that believed in God not being here. But we have no choice. What is life? Life is suffering. So we're going to have to suffer through the pain and really honor Charlie by not giving up and continuing to have discussions that might be difficult but are necessary.
Absolutely. Now, prosecutors have charged Tyler Robinson with the murder of Charlie Kirk, and the state is seeking the death penalty. Prosecutors allege that Tyler Robinson became more and more left in recent years. We've also, Alex, seen a lot of fake news online. I mean, there were pictures of Tyler Robinson in a Trump shirt that was circulating online that were fake, and people have even tried to cast the suspect as some kind of MAGA person. It's just another disgusting lie.
Well, the conspiracy theories right now are so prevalent. You can't go on social media without hearing a new conspiracy theory surrounding Charlie's murder. But this is the problem, is that on both sides of the aisle, people have lost faith in the federal government. People have lost faith in the FBI. People have lost faith in actually getting the official story and it being the truth from the American government. So I think that's where we're at, is that I obviously don't want to get into the conspiracies yet. I don't want to jump to any conclusions. We have to wait and see what happens.
Of course.
But there's just going to be an ecosystem of people just spreading the craziest conspiracies to get clicks, and that just comes with the territory, sadly. But there are some weird things with this, though. Like, I love Charlie. Obviously, a lot of people love Charlie, but I don't understand how somebody could hate Charlie so much enough to go and brutally murder him in front of thousands of people. Like, it takes a special kind of sickness and hatred that I can't even imagine having for somebody. And I've witnessed, I've been the victim of really bad things, and I still didn't wish death on any of my enemies. So for this Tyler guy to want to kill Charlie Kirk because he wants, he's pro-life, or because he wants the, First Amendment to exist, it almost, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. So obviously, let's not believe all the conspiracies, but just the story, this whole entire event, it doesn't feel real. So I think that's why people are trying to find answers in a situation where there's not a lot of answers right now.
The media has also been pretty horrible reporting on Charlie Kirk's death. I mean, we've heard suggestions on places like MSNBC that Charlie Kirk essentially deserved to die. And today, as prosecutors revealed more details about Tyler Robinson, the suspect, they also revealed text messages between Tyler Robinson and his trans boyfriend. And this is how the ABC News decided to cover it.
We have seen an alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate, who is transitioning, calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love. So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And on the other hand, he was, speaking so lovingly about his partner. So a very interesting and, as Pierre said, riveting press conference, David.
I mean, what on earth was that? Speaking very lovingly about his partner, describing it as very touching. I mean, this is an alleged murderous monster, and they're painting him out, or they're describing him, I should say, or suggesting that he's some sort of romantic, Alex.
Everybody needs to clip this, guys. This is what we're dealing with here in America, is that a person brutally murdered a father of 2 kids in front of his own wife. And ABC is going to come on and romanticize some sort of weird text message exchange with the killer and their transgender boyfriend. We have lost the plot in America. ABC is basically the enemy of the people.
Yeah.
And for him to try to sensationalize or romanticize their text messages makes me absolutely sick. And that's the only way you can feel like there's nothing romantic about him sending a text message to a person admitting that he killed Charlie Kirk. Literally nothing romantic about it. It's the most repugnant thing. And for him to even describe it like that shows that broadcaster, broadcaster, is obviously mentally ill, or he's dating a trans person. I don't know which it is, but it doesn't make sense to romanticize something so horrible.
I can't believe it. It's disgusting. I don't know why I'm still shocked anymore, but that's up there. That shocks me. Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi is being slammed for saying there's no place for hate speech. Listen to this.
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people, so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
Now, Alex, she's being slammed for this because Charlie Kirk was, of course, a huge advocate for free speech. He wanted to keep America free. He wrote in a post last year, hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free. I mean, can I get your thoughts on what Pam Bondi had to say there?
Well, it makes me lose my faith in Pam Bondi, literally doing the exact opposite of what Charlie Kirk would want. I mean, you even see his tweets. He was a free speech absolutist. He didn't care what you're going to say. He believed in your First Amendment right to say it. So Pam Bondi saying that they're going to create hate speech laws goes against every single thing that Charlie Kirk stood for. So I hate it. I don't like hate speech laws. They can definitely be manipulated and used in the future. In another pandemic, they might say that if you criticize a vaccine, that's considered hate speech. So I don't like the opportunity that I know the government could use to enforce these hate speech laws, or, it's going to be very vague. So here in America, if you want to say something bad, that's your God-given right by the Constitution. And Pam Bondi saying that she wants to create hate speech laws, it goes against what Charlie truly wanted.
It does. Finally, before I let you go, Alex, we cannot forget Irina Zarutska, the 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee who was murdered in cold blood while on a train in Charlotte, North Carolina. A close friend of hers shared this video paying tribute to her.
Take a look at yonder. Take a look at yonder. Take a look at yonder. Take a look at yonder, where the sun done gone. He was take a look at yonder. Blindly take a look at yonder. Take a look at yonder. Take a look at yonder, where the sun done gone. Breaking news. Take a look at yonder.
Alex, I still think of Charlie Kirk because he was one of the few key voices really speaking out for Irina Zarutska, because as we know, the media didn't want to cover her death.
The mainstream media did not cover it whatsoever because it paints a narrative that they don't want to expose the public to, which paints a picture that first of all, they want to make it white versus black, but this is a serious issue. A guy with 14 previous arrests was able to go brutally murder a refugee from the Ukraine. So it's not about black or white. It's about that we have a judicial system that actually helps criminals and punishes people for following the law. Like Irina got punished for trying to have a job, ride, the public transportation so she can save money. She's trying to struggle here in America. And what does she get for doing that hard work and trying to live the American dream? She gets stabbed by a criminal that should have been in jail a long time ago. So it's not necessarily a white or black problem. It's a judicial system that benefits criminals and hurts the law-abiding citizens. So it's a terrible tragedy what happened to Irina. And Charlie, before he passed away, was a very vocal supporter of her. So I think we just in this terrible time need to support both of them.
And it was one of Charlie's last messages speaking about Irina Zarutska. Alex Stein, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time.